Hello everyone, welcome to this 10th part in which we'll start working on the settlements, cities, and fortresses we can find in our fantasy map. First, we'll open again the template in which we started drawing and illustrating all the components, and in this case, we'll use photos and references we find over the internet in order to start making different settlements. We can make some illustrated settlements, which is how we'll make them in this map. And basically what I do are very simple drawings because we always have to consider that these will be seen very small. And first, we'll sketch the different components. Okay, we've made a fortress. Now a smaller fortress or semi-village. We can draw a lighthouse to like those coast zones. We can make other elements like a semi-collapsed bridge. We can generate parts of the map in which there are crops and hence little human settlements. In this case, a windmill would be nice, and definitely any element that crosses our minds, okay? Castles, towns, small cities, everything depending on the theme of our map, okay? As you see, I'm doing simple sketches of these elements. Then we can use other elements in a more representative way, and instead of them being more complex components, just create them as simple as icons. Icons of castles, fortresses, houses. We can combine several icons and create an icon with them. And we can also illustrate as a bird's eye view. You know, instead of illustrating the icons we've seen or the drawings we've seen at the beginning, just do drawings of those seen from the air. All of these, as you see, I'm showing you different photos so you can see what I mean. Like you can make roads, crop fields, and all that can cross our minds. So we can also make symbols, spheres, semi-spheres, stars, squares. We can paint those elements, make variations, different kinds of flags. We can toy around with captioning, like mountains, battles, little sailboats, pirates. Well, all of these is a matter of doing some research and choose the style your map will have. As you can see, I'm drawing different suggestions for you, and then from here you can choose. Like, for example, a bonfire, a coat of arms, which for a Middle Ages map format it can look good. Anyway, we can also indicate roads, routes that point towards the treasure or through which a ship sails with different types of format. Well, all of these, as you see, are little sketches that I did so you can see the possibilities all of this has. What we'll do next is taking the illustrations we made and generate a much more appropriate outline in order to work with this kind of illustrations. Still, I insist that it will be very simple illustration. So we set the layer with low opacity, create a new layer, and using the smoothing feature in Lazy Nezumi, we're going to start drawing these parts. I'm going to fast forward through this, but as you see, it's not a very detailed drawing. So we do one, and when we're done, we paint it. We use flat colors, and then depending on the sun, remember the sun comes from the right, we'll set the lights and the shadows. On that note, I'm personally not using any type of special brush, just a normal brush with a defined edge, but playing with opacity. So once we have one of the settlements created, we can start placing these settlements in the map. We're going to follow with the lighthouse. See, I do the same. First I do the outline, then I start painting in another layer, and after painting I start laying lights and shadows. We're drawing simple illustrations, but well, depending on the time we have, we can do more or less detail. So we take this lighthouse now and we'll set it in a zone, like for example this one, so it goes quite over the edge and the ships can see the lighthouse. We're going to go on now to the windmill. We can get some help from Lazy Nazumi if necessary. We generate the lines and then start painting with not many colors and set the lights and shadows. We can place the windmills in fertile zones because what we'll do next are crop fields. So we can do some crop fields separate and other ones under the windmills. Okay, so let's paint this. And when we're done, we'll convert it to a smart object as always and we'll place it in the map. For example, this one can be below the windmill. And these two, we can place them together. Finally, I did 6 different models. But depending on the time, we can make more or less models. In this case, I did a fortress, a settlement, a lighthouse, a crop field, a windmill, and a village. So all these, with time and patience, we can set it in the map. Okay, take a look. We can play around with the scales so we can do bigger settlements or smaller, more important or less important. So that's it. We'll leave this part here, and in the next one, we'll illustrate the wildlife that will be a part of this map. All right? So see you later.